Bring to you our main conversation for today, the 26th of December 2023. And it's a holiday, it's a Boxing Day, a day where gifts are given to loved ones and even especially people who are in the need, so the needy. And so we hope that your holiday is going well for you. This is Love 99.5. This is Love in the Morning. And, we know that at this point, water is very essential because people are cooking, people are slaughtering, people are making merry. Water is key, just like electricity. Water is key at this point in time. What is the water situation in your area? Are your taps flowing? And would you say that the quality of water you're getting from your taps is as you desire, as you wish it to be? Our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. All right, we're not picking calls today. We just want you to make your contributions on WhatsApp. So it's 05511119995. If you have any water situation, I've got with me Padina. Now, Padina is the regional PRO for the Ghana Water Company. He is with us in the studios of Love 99.5. Paddy, Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, David.
How are you doing?
I'm good, by God's grace. Yourself?
I'm well. I think What have you been up to this Christmas? I mean, more chilling. Eugene was mentioning something to me a while ago that Charlie. Ghana Water PRO, they said, where you do so? I'm only going to do so.
O menjin ni se esa juma no nti ama ase your customer base in the door so.
Listen, we're live also on Facebook on Love in the Morning. All right, so you can find us on Facebook on Love in the Morning, and go check out what they do at the Ghana Water Company. You know, their headworks. You know, they're treating the water and all that. You know that over the time we've heard about pollution in some of the forest reserves that could also pose a threat to the water that they treat for us to be able to use domestically and industrially. So, Paddy, yes, it's Christmas. Today is Boxing Day. As we speak, what is the situation like when it comes to water? I mean, are there any challenges or people are getting water through their taps at home and even at their workplaces?
Oh, okay. David, thank you. Good morning. Let me take this opportunity to greet your cherished listeners and also the customers of Ghana Water Limited and all staff. David, your question is simple but not very simple. As you admit, this is the festivities where everybody is one way or the other with families, loved ones, making merry. But yet, Ghana Water Limited is still active. We are still working. We are not on break. If you go to our production centers, we are working 24/7 just to make sure that there is water available for residents to use. And also, when it comes to challenges, I think then we are talking about galamsey, encroachment, illegal connections, and then the distractions of our properties, or let me say pipelines, by some contractors. So these are factors that one way or the other impede our operation. But as a utility company, we all go out to serve the people. As we sit here, I don't think there is much challenge in our system. If there's going to be any, then I would base from the production center, I would base on two. That has to be electricity and then maybe the well-being of our gadgets, going beyond the galamsey, encroachment, and then the illegal connections. But at the production, these are the two.
So as we speak, every home that Ghana Water water company is supposed to supply water to, every home has water supply to their homes. Is that what you're saying?
David, I believe so. But there could be peculiar issues,
such as,
especially those on the high levels. Usually, what happens is that they need a lot of pressure to be built. Now we are in the festivities. Unfortunately, it's also the time of Hamatan, so people get to consume more than the regular seasons. Now, what happens is that during this season, you realize that pressures becomes low at those areas. So what happens is we have to get a very good pressure for them to also get.
When you say pressure, what goes into the pressure? What is pressure?
So we are talking about how much volume of water could be in a certain size of a pipeline to be able to serve a certain area.
It has nothing to do with production of water.
It has nothing to do
how many gallons of water do you produce a day?
Currently, we are doing 28. But when you look at the demand of Ashanti region, a day is supposed to be 60 million gallons.
60 million gallons
a day.
We're talking about, you have two water sources, don't you? You have Barikese.
In the Ashanti, we have Barikese, we have Owabe, we have Afram, so we have Mampong, and then we have Konongo.
5 water headworks you have in the Ashanti region.
I think there are more. 10. We operate 10.
10.
6 surface water, and then 4 underground.
So how much are we talking about in total production? How much are you supposed to produce a day?
The installed capacity is supposed to give us 40 million gallons a day.
Out of the 10?
Yes.
40 million gallons a day.
That is the installed
capacity. Is that what we're getting right now?
No.
Why? How many are we getting right now and why?
We are getting 28 million. Yes.
Wow.
And the demand, like I said, is 60 million gallons a day.
Wow.
When I think a plant like the Aframso, the water is there, but the demand over there is low. So we can't utilize the plant to its maximum capacity.
Okay. Can you push it to other areas where water is needed? So
that is what we are looking at, David. All these are capital intensive. So we're looking at it from that angle. We could serve a GESO and its environs. But engineers will sit, they have to do the feasibility studies and see that a lot goes into that part. Again,
I know of places where they complain about water not flowing on a daily basis. They have water twice a week, sometimes once a week. I know my colleague, for example, the Lali Atiase, where he lives around their Tonsu enclave and all that, the Chepatre area. People complain of water not flowing on a daily basis. You have a response as to why. I can't talk about other places. I'm talking about the places that I know. Yeah. So listeners, if you're listening to us and you don't have water, all right, so you're coming through your taps every day. You want to know what the challenge is, what is being done to resolve it. Our WhatsApp number is 055-1111-995. Again, I'll take it for you. It's 055-1111-995. That's our WhatsApp number. Do you have any water challenge? What would you want the Ghana Water Company to address for you? So back to my question. Some places like Atonsu and its environs, they don't have water, running through their taps on a daily basis. Why?
Yes, David. I think as at now, customers should understand that they might not be able to be served every day.
Why?
Like I mentioned, we are supposed to meet a demand of 60 million gallons a day. Currently, we are doing 28. It means there should be equity in the system. The little that is available, we are supposed to share. So that is where, when you come to our point, we call it water management. From the outside,
like load shedding.
Yes.
Like water management. Like
we have to do water management. So
I'm laughing. Forgive me. Do you know why I'm laughing? I was asking Leo, was it Monday or Friday, that if there's load shedding called Dumso, what would water not being available called? It's water management. So go ahead, sir.
Yes. So you have to meet 60 million gallons. You are doing 28.
Wow.
So you have to be able to share the water in such a manner that at least everybody gets a fair share. Now, when we come to Desert Tonsu, you mentioned, there are areas that they didn't have water challenges.
These are areas they didn't have challenges?
They didn't have water challenges.
So how come they have challenges now?
So it goes on to burden on the fact that we are in the dry season.
No, this what I'm talking about has nothing to do with the dry season.
David, I'm coming. So what we've got into, like I'm saying, it came to my notice, I think, 2 weeks ago. And with
that also issue?
Yes.
Except raise the Lali on the line for me.
Except there are portions of
raise the Lali.
Tonsu.
The Lali will tell you that the water does not flow in their area.
Which part of Tonsu?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out right
exactly. Because I know Sokobai, I don't know if they are part of Tonsu.
No. Sokobai
but the one I know is S-Line. Tonsu S-Line.
I think the Lali lives around that area.
Yes, which was currently, because they themselves attested that PR, we didn't have this issue, so we don't know why. Sometimes, David, it has to do with the system. Sometimes you realize that some valves are faulty. You realize that somebody has gone to tamper with the lines. So we have to go and then trace where these issues
the fault is and then fix it. So, yes. so what is being done to improve the situation? I mean, if the demand is 60 million and we are supplying 28 million, sometimes I know that you might even do below 28 million gallons a day because of challenges like power outages and all that mechanical challenges that may come your way. What has been done to improve the situation?
David, we are doing our best as a utility company in the region. We are trying to maximize our system to at least sustain the quantum we are producing as at now. Again, we are also looking at using the little IGF we have to undertake initiatives. And when you come to the region where we are saying we are even unable to meet the 60 million gallons, we are still going, per our demand, we are supposed to serve the rural areas, the urban areas, but we are still doing the peri-urban areas. the low-income communities within the big cities, we are still serving them, which says that, yes, indeed, despite the fact that your mandate is to serve the big cities, you are going to a certain tangent of serving even the smaller ones. But like I said, all this is capital intensive. So though management sits, we do this, we do that, we are tackling illegal connections, we have to even pay informants who give us information. Now the question is, why should we even have to pay? When, David, as you and I sit here, we are paying bills, and there's a third party who is not paying bills but is consuming the water freely. I feel it's not right for me to look on.
This person who's snitching on the other person knows the risks involved. Because if I snitch on Leo and say Leo is enjoying water illegally, he's stealing water or he's stealing water, if Leo should get to know about it, maybe he'll beat me up or mess me up. So that's compensation for his snitching on me or something.
Maybe the good thing is we have a very good confidentiality management tools.
But so I want to know something. That all the 5 sources of water that serves Kumasi.
It's supposed to be 10, but he mentioned about 5.
5, okay. Does it meet the 60 million gallons a day?
No, 28. It doesn't.
That's what he says, 28.
The total capacity of these systems is supposed to be 40 million gallons.
Okay, so what's stopping us from reaching there?
So it comes.
Were you here? Oh, are you here?
Yeah, I know, but I want to get a little bit more understanding of some one or two things.
So when let me take Owabe for instance. Owabe was somewhere 1928.
Yeah.
So it's almost 100 years now. It tells you that Owabe can't operate to its maximum capacity. Looking at the stress in which Owabe is hugely encroached. The dam itself is silted. As we speak, we've done the phase 1 of the silting. We are going to the phase 2. So when you look at these things, it hinders the whole idea of Owabe producing to maximum capacity. Then Aframso is also there. The water is there, but there is no demand. Demand is low. So you can't produce more than your customers need.
You get that bit?
I got that bit, but I wanted to know the other factors.
Then we go to Odaso. Odaso is there, but there is no Oda. As of now, the Oda River has been truncated by the Galamsey.
The one at the Watreso area?
Yes.
Okay,
by the Galamsey, yes. So they are doing their mining at one point. The little that is coming is what we are starting to treat. So the plant is there. But
water is life.
Yes.
We're being told that if care is not taken, will be importing water to Ghana in the next 10 or so years. We're being told that the next world war is going to be a war over water. We are blessed in this country with several streams and water sources, yet we are just sitting down unconcerned whilst Galamsey operators are destroying our environment. What are we waiting for? For all our water sources to get lost, for us to import water, then we come and we grieve and we cry and gnash our teeth. Sometimes you sit back and ask yourself, what are our leaders there for? Are they there just to bring hardship, wickedness on us, or what? You wouldn't tears it.
That was what I was trying to drive at.
But listen, producing the water is one leg of the conversation. Having quality water is another leg of the conversation. Can you vouch and tell us that the water that reaches our homes meets the international standards by way of quality?
Yes, David, I can say openly anywhere that our water meets the best standard. Now we have 2 standards we operate with. That's the World Health Organization and then the Ghana standards. And these 2 entities have assented that yes, we are operating within this standard they've given us. So our water is safe.
At what point? At the treatment point or through the pipes to our homes?
From treatment point to the end of the customer.
So let's do this. There are times when people complain about the quality of water in their homes. I mean, Paddy, I've seen it myself where you open your tap and then water that is supposed to be colorless, this one looks brownish and is running through your taps. Yeah. And it runs like that for a while. Listen, in some homes, you can fetch water in a bucket. After an hour or 2 or 3, go back and realize that there are some particles that are seated under the water, the bucket of the water. What explains that? Is that the quality you're talking about?
So, David, when I mentioned we meet standards, I'm going back to say that, yes, whatever we produce from our treatment centers is safe for consume. Now, but it gets, like you mentioned, it could get to your point and you realize that 2 ways or something, it has changed the color. Again, let me not sway from your question. There is nowhere that we've been told somebody drank your water and got sick.
They might not know exactly what caused their diarrhea or problem. let me. I'm speaking for my consumers and my listeners out there. They may not necessarily know the source of the problem, but that's why I'm saying to you that when you say the water quality meets the WHO standard as well as the Ghana Standards Authority, standards, I ask myself or asked you, has it got to do from the treatment point or the end point? And you mentioned that even from the treatment point to the end point, it meets the standards. Yeah. But I'm also putting it to you, like the lawyers will say, that there are occasions where the water becomes colored instead of it being colorless. So how do you explain that?
Yes, David, like I said, from our production to the customer and their checks within the system. But then let's not disband the fact that we are working with a system where some are old. Like I mentioned, Owabe was built 1928, which is very old. So when you look at the pipelines that serves, they are virtually old. So yes, we have old pipelines in the system, some in the era of Kwame Nkrumah, and so yes. But like I'm saying, we have that mechanism of checking. That's why in Ghana Water Limited, we have a department who is responsible mainly for water quality assurance. Okay. So we have old pipes where pressures falls, where we are unable to work for a certain number of hours, and we resume because some pipes are old. We are going to get that sort of challenge. Again, where we have burst on our lines and they are worked on, because the pipes get open, external materials go into them. So at a certain point, you are going to have these things. But I'm saying we meet those limits or those standards because even after works are done, we do what we call the flushing and disinfection. And again, from the production angle, when we are done producing the water, before we pump it out, there's what we call the chlorine residual, which is supposed to guide the water whilst it runs through the pipeline. So that's what I say. You could find the water.
So the point is this: if I understand what you're saying correctly, from the treatment point, from the production point, solid production that meets all the international standards as well as the local standards. But unfortunately, when it's running through the pipes that are underground, and I'm sure you mentioned a while ago that some contractors, when they're constructing stuff, break into your pipes. Once there's a hole in the pipe, there's a punch in the pipe. It can take some of these debris, these dirts. So although you've done a great work at the factory level or the treatment level, through no fault of yours, getting to the end point could be challenging, could be problematic. That's what it is. But sometimes through the fact that you don't have the capital, the pipes are obsolete or old, and so therefore metallic pipes. So they become rusted. When they rust, it creates a problem. This time around we're using the PVCs. So there's a challenge. How are you, like you say, you have a quality assurance at your end. How are they trying to solve this problem?
David, I think let me use this opportunity and your question to acknowledge the immense contribution and then the hard work of this department. Like I said, Ghana Water is still working, and this department are to move from the source to the production centers to the reservoirs. So we have reservoir at Swami, we have the booster stations, and then the consumer ends. So they are supposed to make sure that from the source to the consumer end, the water is safe. Now, despite saying we have challenges like the pipe burst, we have old pipes, they are supposed to keep the system charged that there is chlorine residual. So yes, like you mentioned, a contractor has punched the pipe, foreign materials have entered. We have Ghana Water is saying we envisage these things could happen, so let's save the water. Okay, so to a certain point, the water that even comes to your home, when you fetch in a bottle which is contaminated, the water is safe. If you should reuse then I am not sure it could take over or clean that bottle. But the water that goes into that bottle, it's just like you take a bottle of gin water, you can reuse that bottle because of how it's been made. But to a certain extent, people are using contaminated containers or reservoirs to store water. Some are having polytanks that they don't wash, they've never cleaned. Some fetch water into buckets and is open. After some time, that water is contaminated. It's no fault of Ghana Water.
But you know right now from the fact that some of the challenges emanates from the Ghana Water.
Yes,
that is true. But again, our own, things that we don't do right, like the cleaning of the polytanks and all, could also create a problem. How much of a concern does the Ghana Water Company have about the operations of Galamsey?
David, I think your office or your outfit has done a marvelous job with Ghana Water Limited. Looking at how far we've gone, I don't think it's something I can even sit here to explain. We've gone with media, we've gone with security personnel, we've engaged stakeholders. Like you mentioned, it's like a war we are fighting, but we are not aware we are fighting a war. Because as we are here, Barikese, some time ago, we had a hint that people have started mining in Adankwame Forest, which your respectable Erastus, was able to assist us to fish. As we speak, the issue is still at court.
Okay.
What are we doing as a people? Because where those people were able to go and mine, they passed through town. People were seeing them with their gadgets, with their cars. You go to Odaso, David, people are mining close to our sump. When I mentioned sump, I'm talking about where we are fracking the water. You go to Konongo.
I've been to that particular plant before. And the last time I was there, this was a couple of years ago, it had shut down.
Yes.
Is it back on?
We are operating.
It had shut down when I went there. Yeah.
And David, last week, Obuase, I received a lot of distress calls saying we haven't had water for a week. And I asked them, do you think we are happy losing money? Because David, like I mentioned, as IGF, Ghana Water, we pay ourselves. So as a water we are able to sell to you that we bill, and we are able to collect that money that we used to pay ourselves. So why would I withhold something that will give me money?
Does government support, aside from the fact that you have the internally generated funds, does government support? I mean, I asked a question about production and pipes and equipment and all that. You say it's capital intensive, which of course I agree with you. Does government support in any way? Does government help in any way? How often does the help come, even if they do?
David, I believe if you had access to our budget last year, there were portions that, or during our review, there's a increment in tariffs. There are factors, and I think the media was talking about why were we looking for a higher tariff, and in there we mentioned we had grants we had to settle. Government is assisting. Government goes to front deals for us. We want to, as we speak, we want to work on Barikese. We are doing the dredging of Owabe. There are other projects. IGF we have might not be enough. Government can't also sit and say we can't do anything. They have to assist us. They have to go for grants. At the end of the day, we pay for those grants. So yes, government is helping. But I believe that isn't all. We as citizens, we are also supposed to help, because this is a state-owned institution. And like you mentioned, water is war. Like
it's life. I mean,
it's life.
It's life. Yeah.
I don't think it's just water. It's good water or clean water.
Let's talk about people who have dug wells in their own homes. You know, for example, in my home, I have dug a well, so I get some taps that are put in there to serve as a treatment of a sort for me. Do you help people who have dug, their own wells at home? Do you go to check the quality of the water they have? Do you help them to treat the water so they can use it for their domestic purposes?
We do, but we do not go to their house.
They have to come to you.
You have to come to us.
Okay, they have to come to you.
Yes.
I hear you. As we wrap up, let's talk about, not long ago, I know that you guys wanted to go out there to chase people who owe you monies and are not paying. I don't know whether, in Ashanti region, you know how much your customers owe you. I'm not talking about national. Regionally, but in terms of region, you know how much, you are owed by your customers. And what are you doing to, recoup your monies? A lot of people are going digital as well. Is the Ghana Water Company also going to go that same, tangent or that same way?
David, thank you again. Ghana Water has gone digital for, I think, summer 2017. Printing of our bills, paying of bills. We've done all this. Like you mentioned, when you come to the region, we are owed. Let me take Ashanti South, Ashanti North, these two distribution regions. Ashanti South is somewhere 50 million. Ashanti
50 million Ghana cedis.
Yes.
That's how much people owe you.
Yes.
50 million Ghana cedis.
50 million.
Within a space of what? Is it 4 years, 10 years, 100 years, what?
Let's say, I do not have accurate information on that.
So why are you not chasing these monies?
We are doing that.
50 million Ghana cedis.
You see,
and you say you don't have money.
It's surprising. You see, David.
And
somebody.
That's from one. That's from the one source. What about the other source? How much are you owed?
So, that should be around 47 million.
Less than 50 million, roughly.
Yes.
So you're owed 100 million.
Yes.
As a company.
Yes. So, David, I like the way you see you are shocked. You are kind of angry in a way.
Yeah, because I'm asking myself what your management is doing. I mean, somebody owes you 50 million for even if it's for 5 years or 2 years. You are sitting down not chasing after your money. So
we have what we are now investigating or going to the extreme of validating untraceable customers. David, we were here. We all knew before KGTR, we had a very large customer base. Feeding from us, we had meters. When the project came off, they went off. Those customers you can't account for. You don't know who you are going to chase to get the money. They are in our books.
So it's a bad debt now.
They are in our books.
So it's a bad debt now.
It's a bad debt, but it's still there.
It's a bad debt because if you cannot trace them, it means that
it hasn't been declared a bad debt
yet.
No, you're not getting my point. He says before KGTR, they had those customers. Now KGTR is in, they don't have the customers. They don't even know where to trace them. Can you trace them? If you cannot trace them, you cannot go for your money. If you cannot go for your money, it's a bad debt.
Exactly, but the system doesn't allow you to
call it a bad debt. I get it.
It's bad debt. Whether that system allows you,
whether Jonah swallowed the whale or the whale swallowed Jonah.
There's a message that came through, and you'll be reading some of the messages. One of the person says he was disconnected. He was disconnected from the Ghana Water Company Limited for owing, and although he's been disconnected, he's not enjoying power source. Like water is not flowing from his taps. Anytime the bill comes, they are adding more money to his bill. He's been disconnected. Water is not flowing. So how come he has to pay more? I don't know whether I get the message.
Dave, I'm looking at it from two perspectives. One is that he might not have been disconnected. Two, he could have been disconnected but not disconnected in the system. When we come to your homes to disconnect you, we are supposed to go back to the system and disconnect you in the system. So the system does not bill you. It's just like I don't have access to your home to read your meter. So the system is able to pick your consumption range for a certain number of months and then bill you on average. That's how I'm looking at it. But if the person knows he's been disconnected, water is not coming, he shouldn't sit aloof. He should go to the district office or pick my number and then call.
I'll give you a number to the person because the person sent a message. But the concern or the worry I have is this. How come water is not flowing through the person's taps? And yet, he's been billed extra at the end of every month. It doesn't make sense to me.
So, like I mentioned, so I believe that person has been on the grounds disconnected, but in the system, it's still active. You see, that's where sometimes we whip our staff and we don't say it out there so people feel our staff are allowed to do anything. If they should come to the notice of management that for a number of years or months, you've gone to the field to disconnect a customer, so there's no flow, but yet you could not disconnect the customer.
But don't you do readings before you charge your customers?
We do.
So if the person has been disconnected, there's no reading of the meter. How do you pay the person? So how do you charge the person or bill the person? So, David, like that's what I'm trying to say. So let's say this staff is saying that I do not have access with our system now.
if the CCA, the meter reader, customer client officer, is unable to have access to your household, he skips. So you receive a message from Ghana Water that you've been skipped due to this reason. Maybe he'll give a reason. There's dog there, gates locked, and what have you. So if that happens, the system assumes he was there but you were not around. So let me bill you on estimate or on your average consumption. I'm looking at it from the perspective that this person has not been fair to the customer, if that is what it actually is. Because if I've been disconnected and I'm still receiving bills, which is not in records to my previous consumption, but like new monthly bill, no. I think he should visit the office.
There's another message that Leo will be reading shortly.
Yeah, David, you know what I get from what you say, so it means that the officer, the disconnection officer, let me call him that way, did the physical disconnection, but they didn't do the metering disconnection.
Exactly.
When you say metering disconnection, what do you mean by metering disconnection?
So what it means is that he stopped the flow of the water from coming, disconnected you from receiving water.
Yes.
But the billing system is automatic, and that system has not been done.
Hold on. Maybe. So let me ask this question again. You bill somebody based on consumption, right?
Yes.
You bill somebody based on having read the gallons that the person has consumed, right?
There's two ways. If you have meter, we will bill from the readings of your meter.
Yes.
If you don't have, we'll bill you on estimate.
This person has a meter. According to the message, this person has a meter. If I may, this person has a meter, and the meter has been disconnected for months. So water is not flowing through the person's taps. So if you bill somebody based on water used, if you bill somebody based on having read the meter from the previous to current, and you're not you're still billing this person without reading it doesn't make sense to me. I'm speaking for the customer here.
Yes. And David, you are right, you should. And I have to also speak for the customer. That's why I'm advocating that he either calls me or go to the office and then because
no, but Dave, the officers who do this, it's just like the ECG. You remember we faced the same issue about the billing. I don't get it. You've disconnected somebody. If you have to go through the full process of disconnection, you do that. But sometimes what they do is that, I don't know whether it's laziness or the contractors they give them to do the metering. They will do is that before you go to the, you remember a district, before you go to the ECG, near about 100 million.
Yeah.
I can't do that whole thing.
I don't know why they do that.
You see.
And Dave, so if someone has a when you go to the, it's actually a simple process, but it's just that the officer, the disconnection officer from the either ECG or Ghana Water didn't go through the full process. So you stop the water from coming. Disconnect the person from billing too. Why is the person still receiving a bill?
What's the next question?
It says water is not flowing at South Sontreso and North Patasit this morning.
Well, this is what in Kwana Wabisu. Yes.
And Staffordshire, so every now and then the water is off. It comes maybe 2-3 days, it flows then, but every now and then you turn the tap and it's not flowing. What could be the problem?
So David, like I said earlier, I think we've served our customers so well that most are not even informed that we have a very high demand we are unable to meet.
Yeah.
Now, some have become so comfortable with the system that they were used to receiving 24/7. So it doesn't come a day they are distressed. But I believe,
understandably so.
Yes.
If that is stressed, understandably so.
Yes, because they are used to the old ways of doing things.
I agree.
But this is.
But how come some areas never, they never experience shortages?
So you see, the system is such that I want to have a pictorial. So let's say where this tree is where the production line.
Okay, we don't have a cocoa tree. He's talking about a Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree. Okay. And then residents here, the pipe runs through your vicinity to maybe your main gate outside. Definitely those on the line will be getting, even if it's a drop. So I have customers around part of Swami, Bremai, who says, even when you people announce there's no water, we are receiving water. So it means the little at the reservoir, they are having
gets to them easily.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping and praying that there'll come a day where every part of Ashanti region would have water being supplied to their homes and their workplaces. You know this house, it's like when water doesn't flow.
Problem.
and then our poly tank, the one we've stored in there also runs out. It is crazy. But I need to give thumbs up to some of the Ghana Water Company guys.
One more question.
I call them and they quickly supply us water, and they don't even charge. When they bring us water, they don't charge us anything. So I'd like to say a big thank you to all the guys at the Ghana Water Company, for their love, and for the support that they give to us all the time. Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, I want to understand why almost no Ghanaian trust the tap water. For drinking.
I believe it's a perception. Okay, CSIR, if I got it right,
the CSIR
came up with a finding that even with the pure water out there, 99% of them have fecal matter. Excuse me, my word. Toilets in. It hasn't been so with Ghana Water, but it's because those people sort of portray that tap water is not good. Majority of them are now taken from us. Not to make any promotion for anybody, but most of these companies that are bottling and packaging, we supply them water. So how is it that theirs is better than that we are giving them?
What is Ghana Water doing to change that perception?
We are having community engagement here and there. We are trying to make people understand. If you come to our offices, we are drinking from the taps. We've gone to the step where we are
bottled water in any fridge over there.
If it's bottled water, it's gin water, which is coming from Ghana Water. We have David, I don't know if you have the privilege of drinking one of these.
No,
if not, no. I would have to. I would have to bring you some.
Not me alone. The staff.
I will.
I love if it was 1, 2, 3, 550.
Don't worry. Don't worry, David. We'll bring you some.
Let me say a big thank you to Mr. Ampa. I pray that you're well. He works with the Ghana Water Company. To Scipio is an amazing person. When our waters are not flowing here and I call on Scipio, he quickly organizes water for us. Let me say a big thank you to Dr. Akute. Yeah. Another awesome person, and I have a lot of you guys at the Ghana Water Company, and to you, of course, Paddy, for making time with us this morning. People are not paying their bills, and you are owed over 100 million Ghana cedis. What would you want to say to your customers as we say thanks for coming through?
David, the reason why Ghana Water has gotten to this stage is a partnership we had with our customers. Let me acknowledge those who are very active, they are punctual in paying their bills. God bless them, continue to grace them. And those who are giving us a lot of headache,
you want to curse them?
I pray God touches their heart to keep helping. Because, David, we have in place a customer app which is working 24/7. You use this app without any extra charges. We have normal platforms which you can use without paying any extra charges. We have 24 service district office staff waiting, or cashiers waiting to cash in. We have banks partnering with the company, and if all this is done,
you have no excuse for not paying your bills.
So sometimes
your water bills.
When David, we took some people to court, and I had a call. Why are you doing this?
So let me ask you a question. You know what the ECG has done? Where they have the prepaid.
Yeah.
They are trying to fade out the postpaid.
Yeah.
Why don't they have a prepaid meter for the people's homes? So you buy 20 cedis, you use your son. So you don't owe Ghana Water Company. Get some prepaid meters.
As we speak, we have what we call the ATM, water ATM. If you go to Nzema there,
I've seen where they have the card.
Yes.
They place the card on it and then yeah.
We are unable to take it on a very large scale because
take it on a large scale.
Because World Health Organization, United Nations is saying water is now essential. A right.
Yeah.
But people are not paying. It's a right, yes. But give them, let them buy it. When it runs, I'll go buy another one.
Think about our sisters, our sisters. But
think about that. Think about it.
I want us to end, but if water is a right, I understand that. But it is the water in the atmosphere or in the environment, not the ones from the pipe.
We'll talk again some other time. Thanks so much, Paddy. Now, for the Ghana Water Company for your time.
Let me just take 1 minute of your time. So, at Atonsu. So it's Atonsu, Bokro, and then Ginase, if I get it right. They are on the high elevation, so those areas might be the ones having the challenges. Yes, but aside that, we are doing our best to. And the funny thing is that we are always there to rectify issues. David, it always saddens my heart when a customer says, for 2 weeks I haven't had water, and I ask, so what are you doing? You haven't gone to the district office? We have 24/7 active call lines which you could call and we'll come to your aid. So if I could get 30 minutes, let me put the numbers outside. 30 seconds. Sorry, 30 seconds. Let me put the number out there. Yes. So you can call our call center lines on 032 202 3241, 032 202 3241, or 032 202 3243. Or you can call my personal number 055 300 3299, and we will be ready to assist you. Thank you very much.
Most welcome, Padina Fisher. One more time to you. And your personal number again, put it out, but take your time.
055 300 3299.
All your water issues, Paddy, now it's more than ready to help you solve it. Paddy,
but David, let me beg your customers, they shouldn't call Adon.
my listeners.
Your listeners, yes. Because that's what some have been doing to me.
Put it on silence when you go to sleep. For us, it's ringing all the time because you can be pulled out of bed, you can't do anything at any time. So, listen, Royal Foam wishes all their customers a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Now, this festive season, we've got some exciting news for you, especially if you are in the market for a good night's sleep. That's right, Royal Foam is offering an exclusive deal just for you, dear valued customers. Buy from our newly opened factory showroom and receive a fantastic 10% discount. But hold on, it gets even better. Instead of giving you that 10% discount in cash, Royal Foam Mattress has something special in store for you. Now you will receive a voucher for 10% discount on any other product of your choice at their newly opened ultra modern showroom. So picture this: you save on your dream mattress, and then you get to choose from an array of high quality products like sofa beds, the sheets, beds, curtains, carpets at their showrooms, all at an additional 10% off. It's like a double treat for you and your home. And let's not forget, the outstanding quality of Royal Foam mattresses. They are known for providing the ultimate comfort and support for a restful night's sleep. So not only will you be investing in a great night's sleep, but you will also, be able to pick up something special for your home with that exclusive voucher. Now, to take advantage of this amazing offer, head over to the Royal Foam today. Now, visit their showroom at the factory premises at Asokore Mampon near CCC, or you can call them on 020-227-1000. Remember, this offer is for a limited time only, so don't miss out. Treat yourself to the sleep you deserve and a little something extra for your home. Royal Foam Mattress, rest assured. All right, so Atasamaso Car Wash and Pub started some amazing treats for the Christmas. Many people have enjoyed themselves on the 22nd, on the 23rd, on the 24th, and yesterday, the 25th. So a lot of fun time, live jazz bands, live band music, performances, DJ performances, foods and drinks, and all that you can picture. So the next stop is going to be on the 29th of December. They call it a Sparkling Friday. Now, note it down somewhere on your phone or somewhere you will not forget. Now, because on the 29th of December, they still keep the spirit alive, the festive spirit alive, as they bring to you a night of dancing under the stars with live DJ combined with live band music. That's on the 29th. It follows on the 30th. That is, of course, Saturday, with the countdown to 2024. As you join them, we join each other. We make merry together as we count down to 2024. There's going to be a big party, big bash, as we bid farewell to the year with a bang as we celebrate our achievements and memories of 2023. At Tasmanian Pub is where the music meets the magic this Christmas season. Come and experience the joy of live band and unforgettable moments. See you on the dance floor at Tasmanian Pub. It's on the 29th and then the 30th. You can look at Atasmaso Car Wash and Pub at Atasmaso near the Atasmaso Hospital. Atasmaso Car Wash and Pub, feel the new kind of happiness and shake the stress off. Now, Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra-silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA, and they also undertake, maintain, and repair all kinds of diesel engine generators. They also stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators and also do generator rentals. You can find them at TAT Yard off the Akmayanka Road at Asokwa. In Accra, their head office can be found at number 77 Anointed House of the Odokot Malam Road. Call them on 0243 480-334 or 0544-340-589. Okay, now let's talk about how you can check your SIM cards and to be certain that nobody is using your card alongside you. All right, now first of all, that is step 1. Dial *402*1# on your mobile device. Step 2, enter your Ghana card PIN without hyphens for verification. So, for instance, your personal ID number and then the Ghana card number GHA 00000023 comes in. Step 3, enter your date of birth in the format day, month, and year. And you do this for further verification. So, for example, it's 13th June 1986. Then step 4, upon successfully, verifying, doing all these, you need to expect an SMS message containing a comprehensive list of mobile numbers numbers linked to your Ghana card along their corresponding network. So it's Vodafone, MTN, Airtel, Tigo, and all that. Now, if you identify any unwanted mobile number or numbers linked to your Ghana card, request for a delinking of the number or numbers from your service provider as soon as possible. For further information, call the NCA on toll free 0800-110-662, or you can call 0307-011-419. Lancaster, Kumasi City, the Christmas was exciting there. It began on the 24th of December, and then yesterday, the 25th, amazing, sumptuous meals were served there. Santa Claus was also there present, giving out, delicious prizes and gifts to the kids. Well, the next stop is New Year's Day at Lancaster. Be there, have massive fun at Lancaster. Now, what's your preferred color of tank? Well, Syntex has it. What guarantee do you want? Again, Syntex has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? Is it double, triple, quadruple? Well, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has it too. So remember, no matter what your water needs are, Syntex have you covered. Syntex tanker, you're stronger, you're tough. They have over 300 agents nationwide, and to order a tank, just call 0244335168. You can also visit Syntex on social media at Syntex Ghana or shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Syntex tanker, you're strong and you're tough. All right, this time has got some great news coming up your way, some more messages coming up your way, plus some music. Please stay tuned.